Hi everyone, I welcome you to a new session with me, Girish. As usual, I'm very happy to be recording a new session for you. And in today's session, we're going to discuss about love. We're going to discuss about love from a Buddhist perspective, all right? And the fascinating thing about the concept of love from a Buddhist perspective is it's actually quite general, quite global. Okay, because it's not about love between a man and a woman, or between a man and a man, or a woman between women. It's about the concept of love from a very global perspective. Okay, it's about love for humanity or love for any living being on earth. Okay, it's quite global, but at the same time, it's quite. It goes quite deep. It's quite personal. It makes you think about your own beliefs about love. It's very deep and very broad at the same time. So it's very fascinating to talk about it, all right? So the concept of love is actually broken into 4 different sections, all right? And the first section is loving kindness, okay, which is termed Maitri, M-A-I-T-R-I. So loving kindness is actually the desire to offer happiness, all right? So as a person, every time you have that desire to offer happiness to others, it's one way of expressing love. Now, the desire to offer happiness to your close ones is one thing, but it's actually offering happiness to any living being, offering happiness to an animal, offering happiness to a stranger. But actually, I'm not telling you to go out there and hug everyone, but it's actually giving a smile to a stranger, just being natural and smiling to people and, being warm to strangers. That's a kind of actually giving or offering happiness. It's actually offering happiness with your own presence. So that's the first concept of love in Buddhism, which is Maitri, which is loving kindness, and which is translated as the desire to offer happiness. And it's the desire to offer happiness to all living beings around you. All right? The second aspect, which is karuna, which is compassion, is about the desire to remove suffering from the other person. All right? So it's that desire to actually help people, to bring them out of suffering. Okay? If you can give a piece of advice to someone, if you can give a helping hand to someone, or any kind of help, sometimes just your presence in the life of a person is important. Okay? So being compassionate is about having the desire to remove the suffering from the other person, because most of the time each person who exists is actually thinking about his or her own suffering. Okay, what's not working out in my life? What do I need? What do I lack? Okay, how do I need to get more of this, more of that? It's always about you, okay? But in this concept, we're actually thinking about others. So how much time do you actually devote to helping others, okay? How much time do you actually give to others to make other people happy? How much time do you actually use from your own time to listen to people's problems and actually offer suggestions? Okay, it actually makes you question your own existence. Are you really egocentric and you're always thinking about your own problems? Or do you actually care about other people and you're helping them out? So that's the second approach, which is karuna, which is compassion. The third one is mudita, which is joy. And that concept is about the desire to bring joy to people around you. Okay? It's a bit similar to loving kindness, which was about the desire to offer happiness, but here it's the desire to bring joy to people around you. Okay, so it's a bit interlinked, because when you're actually being kind to people, it makes them joyful, but actually in terms of Buddhist principles, it's treated as a different category. Okay, so mudita is the desire to bring joy to the lives of people. So what are the things you could do to bring joy to people, like organize a gathering and do something nice, or cook a meal and serve to people. Okay, give a gift, give flowers. Anything which you do, which will actually bring joy to people around you, will be in that category, which is mudita. Okay? The fourth one, which I'm really passionate about, which I really love, because I think it's really to a really high level, it pushes your beliefs and all that, is upeksha. And upeksha is equanimity. All right? And if we translate it, it's the desire to accept everything and not discriminate. Okay? I say that a lot of times. If a person enters the room where you are in, you will judge the person even before the person speaks, even if you don't know the person. Because the mind is constantly judging. You're always judging people by the clothes they're wearing, by the car they're driving, by the way they behave. It's such a sick society when you think about it. It's always constantly judging. And if you try to balance how much time do we actually spend judging rather than appreciating others, it's actually quite a massive question to ask ourselves. So upeksha is the desire to accept everything and not discriminate. So when you have someone in front of you, you would actually accept the person completely. All right? For example, if you have a close friend who does get angry from time to time, you'll accept that aspect of your friend, and you would not actually pinpoint it the whole time. But at the same time, you would advise and suggest that, acting like this makes yourself miserable. Okay? So you're not judging, but at the same time, you're trying to help the friend out. So how much do we actually accept others the way they are completely, their manners, their behaviors, and how much time do we actually spend judging, and how much time do we spend appreciating? I mean, it's totally based on that. If we just shift that focus from judging, from overanalyzing, to actually appreciating the good things in people, it's a massive shift in existence, I would say. All right? So these were the four concepts of love from a Buddhist perspective. I'm just going to do a quick recap about it. The first one was loving kindness, maitri, which was about the desire to offer happiness. The second one was karuna, which is compassion, the desire to remove suffering from the other person. The third one was mudita, joy, the desire to bring joy to people around you. And the fourth one, my favorite, was upeksha, equanimity, the desire to accept everything and not discriminate. All right? So I hope that you found it interesting. I'll see you very soon. So till next time, bye-bye. Lots of love, Girish.